Aspiration Bank Review 2019. In this video, I'm going to give a review of Aspiration Bank based on my and my friends' experience here in 2019. Aspiration Bank does not have a business bank account, which is what I'm normally covering under business bank accounts on my playlist here at the Business Finance Coach. But I'm covering this account anyways because I was really interested and attracted to this bank. So in this video, I'm going to tell you my friend's story, what happened with her directly with the bank. I'll be sharing some pros and cons for this bank. And lastly, I'll be just telling you how you can use this bank and what to expect so that you don't have the wrong expectations, at least at this point, for Aspiration Bank. And hopefully some of their aspects improve in the future. My name's Amanda. You're watching The Business Finance Coach, where I simplify business to help small business owners succeed. I'm the creator of the Small Business MBA, which is an online program that guides business owners step by step through starting a business, the LLC, accounting, taxes, and legality, all in one place online. So now back to this Aspiration Bank review. So first, just to explain a little more about why I was attracted to this bank. Two major reasons. Number one, most people don't understand how profitable banks are. Now, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be fees, and I just think that overall banks don't really value their patrons as much as they should, especially for people who have lower bank accounts. The super low interest rates, really no interest at all, large fees, there just is a bit of trickery with going over balances and different things like that. So that's one thing that's always bothered me about banks, is that they're really capitalizing on the fact that people don't know how much all this money really adds up to and how much money banks are actually making off of even a small portion of your money that's in the bank account. The second aspect about this bank that was really attractive is how socially responsible they are. They really care about supporting companies who are not polluting. They don't lend to fossil fuel companies, which is a huge thing for a bank not to do. And then they have all sorts of retirement plans and investment products that are all based on these values as well. So it allows you as a person to say, hey, I support these values too. This bank is acting in accordance with these values, and banks have a big impact on society and companies and in the world. So that was my initial attraction to this bank. But when I got Googling, I found a lot of negative reviews. My girlfriend also found these reviews, but she started a bank account. And it was just last month me and her were talking, and she's now had her account for nearly 4 or 5 months. And she moved forward with the account. I didn't. The reviews scared me. Even though all sorts of banks have these reviews, I'm really focused on the business side of accounts. So I left it, even though I was really, really interested, because I did want to support all the good things that they're doing. So my friend Jo, her experience with this account was she transferred money into her Aspiration bank account because Aspiration does not have a physical location. So there's no bank locations that you can go into. Instead, you transfer from another bank, and that's what she did to get her initial funds in there. You can use direct deposit. She had no problems, never has, transferring back and forth. But about a month in, she got a paper check. And so she went to their online banking tool on her phone, their app, and she tried to deposit the check, and it didn't go through. She called, talked to their customer support, which is very helpful, by the way, and that seems to be unanimous online. They have great customer support. However, the customer support acted like this was a one-time issue. Problem is, she's had this issue again and again and again with, I believe it was 3 or 4 different checks. And they are still acting like this is a one-off issue, but I did find some other reviews that people are having trouble depositing checks as well. So it's hard to say, is this really a bigger problem with the bank? It seems like it certainly might be. Now, it's kind of weird because depositing checks through a banking app is something that all banks have, and there's no issue with it these days. They, of course, gave her recommendations like, oh, you could deposit the check in another bank account and transfer the money to Aspiration, to which she was a bit appalled, right? Because she's like, I'm trying to support you guys and this bank. I don't want to have to use another bank to use your bank. That doesn't make sense. So we haven't really gotten too much clarity on that. Love to hear from you in the comments below if you have an Aspiration Bank account, if you've been able to deposit checks, but it seems like it's an issue that they're having right now. So let's just review some of the pros and cons of this account. So obviously on the con side, there are some negative reviews. And essentially the con that we concluded is that you don't want to plan on depositing checks into the account. It's ideal to have direct deposit. That's what will work the best, is to use direct deposit into the account, and you won't be able to just use Aspiration as your only bank account. Now, this could work out well if you're a sole proprietor, right? If you're using some sort of website and you have direct deposit, you could just set that up with the bank. Now, on the pros, there's a lot of pros. I kind of went through them quickly at the beginning when I talked about what I was attracted to at this bank, but there really is a lot. I mean, you can use any ATM with no ATM fees. The interest rate, the 2% interest rate that you earn on all of your balances, the no fees or pay whatever you would like for a fee philosophy. And then just supporting a socially conscious bank, right? One that cares about the environment, how much workers are being paid. Are they being paid fair wages? They don't lend to fossil fuel companies, and they don't lend to companies that aren't seen as socially responsible. And they even have created an index number that they use to evaluate how companies are doing based on their stated goals and missions and values in accordance with environmental as well as social standards and values. And then you can see under their products, their personal investment and retirement plan products, all of these products follow their priorities and their values as well. So the pros, I think, are really great for an online bank, but the cons certainly are there, not being able to deposit a check right now, although that does seem like something that should be resolved. And of course, not having a business bank account is another one, but hopefully that will be added in the future, and this bank will be able to really gain market share and excel. Well, guys, I hope that helped you if you're interested in Aspiration Bank, or if you're just interested in the business model like I really was. I thought it was a really cool model for a bank, and I thought the things that they were doing were great. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments below. As always, if you're new here, you can consider subscribing by clicking the button in the bottom right corner. And I've been checking out a lot of banks for my next videos, and I have some really obscure and awesome banks to share with you, which will be coming up next. So do subscribe if that's something you're interested in. And if you click the bell, you'll be notified when I release my new videos. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye, guys.